and worst decisions of your race career?
Oh, we haven't got all night.
This could be controversial.
I thought you'd probably dropped a little bit.
Last year.
Little bit, mate.
That one thing they did might have changed Hardline forever going forward. I'm personally taking quite a pay cut. I think I can say that.
I am not buying this at all.
I'm 34, dude. I'm bloody terrified out there half the time. Hopefully the other good guys will start dropping off. I was so upset.
All right, Rob, since we recorded with Bernard Kerr in London, we've got a little bit of bad news. Week before the Polish World Cup, he had a huge crash, broke 3 bones in his right hand, 1 bone in his left, and his left wrist. When you hear the episode, you will understand why this is even more devastating.
Devastated is exactly the word that came to my mind. It was his app. He looked, to be fair, I couldn't believe the shape he looked in. So this is like a double whack right before the season starts, isn't it? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, and he did give us an update. We really needed it because he was like on cloud 9, and I wanted to see, how is he feeling now?
I'm recovering well. I'm back training again. My trainer's got me on a program. We are in the gym and on a static bike. Gym 2 times a week, static bike 3 times a week. Honestly, actually really enjoying it. Don't know, staying positive, feeling good. It's crazy out there right now, this Q1, Q2. The track's going to get more technical than I think they're going to. So kind of positive. Lutonville might not suit me that well anyway, because it was just balls to the wall, death or glory, even though Jackson did one of maybe the best runs of all time. So yeah, hope you're good, dude.
No one turns it around like Bernard Kerr. I wouldn't have wanted to ride Lutonville.
Well,
he's funny, isn't he?
I feel like that is actually the mark of like true resilience, right? When you have
not a hint of doubt anywhere there. 2 broken wrists at the start of the season. It doesn't matter. He's coming back.
100%. And I think it's nice to see that mindset come through, because you've had injuries, right? Like I think there's an injury of the body, but then there's also like the injury of the mind.
It's incredibly difficult, especially like, a big injury that takes you out, a broken bone, 6 weeks potentially. Yeah, it's. I think in a season, once you miss that marker at round 1, like it's very difficult to come back and be competitive. Realistically, if anyone can do it, perhaps it's Bernard Kerr. He's going to want to definitely, I believe. I mean, we're going to see him in action. I would say fit as well at Red Bull Hardline Wales. That's got to be surely he's going to turn his attention to that now. I mean, that's got to be number 1 priority, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it only, I think it's harder as you get older. And Hardline Wales, Red Bull Hardline Wales is like, he wants to win that so bad.
He is desperate to put his name back on the top of that trophy. Like, he has not had a good time at Red Bull Hardlines lately. He was the undisputed king. And unfortunately, a few younger riders have come in and whooped him. It's true. I mean, there's no easy way to say it.
You heard one of them on the voice note. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we wish Bernard Kerr a speedy recovery.
Let's see what he can do this season despite 2 broken hands. Yeah, I mean, it's a really unlucky knock right at the start. But that's right. We all know that's racing.
Yeah.
You've got to take it in your stride.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't be doing this.
100%. I think you guys will enjoy this.
Well, today we have our very first repeat guest on Just Ride. This guy was so great on the show last year, we decided to have him back into our London studio for another chat. And we're going to put a load of your questions to him as well. He's a 3-time Red Bull Hardline winner and the team manager of Pivot Factory Racing. Welcome back to Just Ride, Bernard Kerr. All right,
Thanks
BK.
for having me, boys. Thanks for having me. Hyped to be here.
Thanks for coming in. You've had a bit of a drive in. If you were still living in Surrey, of course, you'd have been here in half hour, but all the way from Dovey, right, today?
Mate, honestly, it was such a nice drive. It's so sunny in London today.
You haven't stopped talking about your new car?
Shut up.
What is it? Let's just drop it early.
I don't have one. I left at 6 a.m. It was sunny. I had a nice drive.
Adaptive cruise control. He was chilling.
It is funny because I always tell the story, like I would come here and stay with you, years and years ago. And the first time I came and stayed, it was like this super sunny, amazing. I was like, oh, I'm going to move to the UK. And then every single other time I came here, I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. So where are you at? Like, where the season's coming up? Do you feel ready?
Where are we at,
He
dude?
looks motivated,
Dude,
actually.
honestly,
Look at him.
I'm really excited, more excited than I've been in a long time. It's my 18th World Cup season. But yeah, training's been going good. I've been training with Jarrett loads. I've quit drinking. I think the last time I drank was at Valparaiso, the Chile street race. Yeah, I have alcohol-free beers. I really like those. So, but yeah, trying to make...
And why? All in the quest for that world elusive
in the quest, dude, for a
first
win.
World Cup win,
making
BK. Is that what it is?
And making better life decisions, I reckon. Not being hungover. Dude, you feel good when you're not drinking.
I'm glad to see you this up and this motivated. I would say that I thought you'd probably dropped a little bit in your... Well,
last year.
Little bit, mate. Being honest, not being horrible.
Do you know what? I did drive the team bus all last year.
Well, no, these things all add up, but it's good.
What
though.
else has dropped?
No, just your pace. but it's good. Yeah, you weren't quite there. Well,
No,
you
I wasn't,
admitted
dude.
it, but this year
At the end of the
sounds
season-
like you're fully. I thought you might be signing off, but you're back, fully motivated.
Do you
That's
know
what
what?
I'm saying.
I think at the end of the season, when I focused more and I didn't have to drive the bus in America and Canada, you saw I came in, I had good pace and intensity at the last race. I got 6th at St. Anne. I was 3rd at the last split, I think. And
I mean,
messed
that's
up.
really good. Yeah.
And the 6th was solid then. It kind of gave me that last, dude, you still do have this if you're on. And I think with just how good all the kids are these days, obviously Loic and everyone's still amazing.
Who is going to be the most dangerous? Who's going to be hard to beat?
Jackson, Ronan, Loic, I think are they the main 3? Like obviously Coulange, Loris Vergier, there's loads of good people you can't rule out, but I would say for that elusive, that win I want to get on my perfect day, I'm going to need a bit of luck, but if I'm riding good, on that perfect day, it's probably going to be wet, so it might not be Loic. But yeah, probably be
He
Amory.
ain't bad in the wet.
He's
Did
not
you see
bad.
him in Andorra?
He's not bad, but you see Amory in the wet.
Yeah,
you
he's
see
unbelievable. You're
Amory,
right.
Ronan, Jackson, any of these guys, dude. I think
Yeah.
the 2 Frenchies, the Irishman and the Canadian. Obviously, Finn and everyone's great. Like, it's hard to count anyone out.
Yeah.
But I reckon those guys are unreal, dude. Annoyingly, they are really, really good riders. So
You don't think Bruni? I mean,
yeah, Bruni, I'm saying he's going to be good.
it's mad. No, you don't think they're going to start to drop away a little bit because
Bruni, it'd be nice if he did. Not in a mean way
but
to him.
they've
but-
been around so long, and Amory as well, and like as you said, like
and they've
the
been going
youngsters,
quick for a long time, whereas
really
I've been
fast.
kicking around in the back somewhere
But
for
the
a long
kids
time.
that are coming in now, they do feel like they're almost at another pace again.
Matt, they're
That's
I
true,
guess
right? That's how it seems.
their skill is incredible, but they've grown up on great bikes as well.
Yeah.
And they're at the age where they're not scared. I'm 34, dude. I'm bloody terrified out there half the time. I'm not, but you know, in comparison to how I was when I was 20, they've got the skill. They're training now. They've grown up on good equipment compared to us, you know.
They grew up
Like
as
I grew up
pure
with better
mountain
equipment than
bike,
you, but still
downhill races.
way worse than what they've been on.
Yeah.
And they're talented and they've got good focus and they know where the sport can lead them, I think. So, dude, it's tough to beat them out there. So, yeah, hopefully the other good guys will start dropping off and maybe I can hang in there for this season.
What do you think about all of the team changes? Like, are we at a level now? Like, we see that in F1. Like, we were just talking about Lewis Hamilton,
Yeah.
how he's gone to Ferrari, and it's like taking a second. He's got the skill, obviously, but is that happening downhill
Getting
now
used
when
to
you
the
have
equipment.
like Coulange going to Scott?
Do you know what? I think so, yeah, for sure. Like going on a bike and getting your confidence up. Like we had the new Pivot prototype that we rode for a couple years, and it did take a minute to get used to it. I think personally it was a lot better than the old bike. But I'd come off a 5th overall in the World Cup season on the old bike, got the new one. I was a bit slow out the blocks until we dialed it in and got it going good. And then at the end of last year, we raced the last 2 races on the new carbon production model. And we were pretty rushed to get it dialed in. I think the rain at St. Anne helped me with that 6th. I ride good in the wet. And for me going into this year, I've had a whole off season on this carbon bike that I only got 3 days before the last races. So then I feel really prepared. But hopefully, like you say, you've got Coulange, who's an incredible rider. Andy Kolb now in YT. All these riders, hopefully, are going to take some time getting used to their new, whether it's the team environment, you know, there's a lot of different things, whether it's the language they're speaking, even if it's native tongue, it could be different, or getting used to a new tire brand maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone's incredible. Like we say with Hamilton, dude, like he is the most incredible athlete. I look up to that guy. And he's in a great car, obviously, but he's taken a minute to find his feet.
Speaking of you being 34, 18th season, did you ever think you would race this long?
Nah, probably not, honestly. I think about it and listening to Warner's podcast on Gypsy Tales and things. Like, until a couple years ago, I was still trying to trying to be a pro rider. I was like, I've got to become a pro. I've got to become a pro. I'm like,
it's come so
I kind
late.
of am a pro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it takes a minute to realize you are, or like believe in yourself, or, oh, I am a pro mountain biker. You know, I never really thought of it and thought I was still trying to be one. But doing well did come late. It was the 2022 season I got 5th in the overall. Before that, I was kind of just hacking about, you know.
I mean, doing a little bit more than hacking about. But I mean, for a long time, you've been kind of, I don't know if like diversified is the right word, but like doing videos, doing Instagram,
100%.
started a YouTube and stuff like that. Do you think that helped or hurt?
I think some of it took away, and then just maturing and seeing focus, even like now with the non-drinking thing or whatever it was, or finding a good trainer and really just finding your right motivation, you know, and like seeing, well, if I actually work hard, this really does help.
Well, you've always had the skills. You've probably always had the speed, but you probably, perhaps going back a little while, did you ever train as hard as you have in recent years? I remember you
nothing like this year either. And you talked about that a lot on your other podcast, is that if someone comes with too much talent, it can be detrimental. And not that I'm the best bike rider ever.
No, but you are
I
very
feel
talented.
like
You can say that with confidence. It's true.
I feel like talent was a detriment or a burden almost, because I was like, I could normally get a top 10 a year, at least one, with zero training.
That'll keep you in your job.
It kind of keep me in my job, you know, but it wouldn't.
I like that one track where you might do something and make sure you have a good day.
Yeah, I'd go to Norway with Eliot. We're going to hit the gap first run. And I'd be like, dude, there's a huge gap that me and Eliot are doing. I don't need to train. We'll just hit the gnarly gap and I'll get a top 10.
So funny.
2 seconds right there.
Sure.
But it would be.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? And
Yeah, like you could get away with stuff like that where it's just like, oh, like, I'm just going to do this gap where there's something that no one else
will
doing.
do. I'm real good. I'll just hit the gap and I'll get a top 10.
Yeah.
And then you mature and you're like, it'd be cool if I could top 10 at every race.
Yeah.
And then you train and you work on your racecraft. And
that's right. And then the consistency can come because you've got the tools to perform on any track, not just the ones that suit you. And all of a sudden,
this is what you talked about.
Confidence changes, the mindset changes, and you are a complete...
turn up in your head more confident.
Yeah, that's right.
2 weeks out from the race, you're confident.
Yeah,
so of course you're going to be confident rolling in. I just thought I was good and didn't need to, or thought I was doing enough.
Well, I mean, I think that the other piece of it is what you were talking about with the infrastructure that kids have coming up, right?
Yeah.
Like if you get signed to a factory team when you're 15, then you have people there saying, hey, this is how you set your bike up. This is how you train. This is like what you do.
Yeah, but by the way, we're going to go to the bike park on Friday, Saturday, Monday, because there are training days, not just, I might go ride dirt jumps today.
Well, I feel
could
like
go hit a lonely trip.
we would go and you travel around and then you'd be like, what do you do now? I don't know.
Could go to the city, should go drinking. Dude, we would do the dumbest stuff.
You just like hang out or whatever. And I think it's like takes a bit to understand that you can be far off the level, but still perform at the level. You know what I mean?
You're
every
far
now
off
and then.
the consistent level.
Yeah.
But you're like, hey, this is cool. We were watching The Only Way is Kerr the other day. Someone brought it up. And we're like making rafts after practice at Val d'Isole. Like at the World Cup, I got 13th and we're making rafts.
Yeah.
It tricks you into like, I still got 13th and we're making rafts. But then the rest of the season, I don't qualify.
Yeah.
And you mature and you're like, I can go quick, but I'm far off the level of actually being really good at this. So doing good late, that's kept my like hunger and drive for it. That 22 season, doing that well has kept me like, I'm still all right at this. I want to keep going at this and try and inspire hopefully more people to ride or enjoy it for this incredible sport that we do get to do.
Tell me about where you feel like Red Bull Hardline's going. I mean, I feel like you have been kind of synonymous, especially with Red Bull Hardline Wales. Yeah, and
this
like
could be controversial.
Yeah, do you feel like the Australia was a positive introduction?
I think it was the first year. I think this recent year is going to have changed Hardline massively going forwards.
Tasmania this year.
More than anyone knows, for maybe a different reason. The fact that through a Hardline week, there's this amazing camaraderie. Everyone helps. You do this. I will tow people into jumps all week. I will show people my GoPro of the line into one back gap, into a row gap. Hey guys, I'm clicking 2 gears here, hitting it. And then unfortunately, a few people kept a secret and asked the local organizer, Simon French, if they could do a straight line that we had previously the year before when we were there.
It was talks about before. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so previously the year before when I tested the container gap, we debated taking those 2 turns out, and we said we're going to keep the 2 turns in, so every lap your speed would be roughly the same. So it was like a speed check to keep it super safe, so everyone knew their speed into the gap.
Yeah.
So we did that on purpose because I tested it and it was way too slow. So we took out the second, there was 4 turns, took out those and kept the top 2 in with a little gap. And then this year, I helped Troy, I helped all these people all week, you know, the rider, the camaraderie. Ooh. We discussed lines, this, that. We go in there, nah, we're all going to stay here. And unfortunately, they kept it a secret.
So how long do you think they had that up their sleeve then? Right from the start of the week?
On the race
it felt
day,
to me like
on the race day, here you go.
Race day.
On race day, I stopped further up before the Supercross section, saw Dan Burker and a few of them hold 2 inches left over the edge of the plants into that berm before the split line.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, I just saw your line. That's sick. And they're like, oh, shh. And they thought, I found out later, I was talking about the other line. I was talking about the one before the Supercross. I went into the bowl and did an interview with Josh Carlson in the bowl and told everyone in the world about the line I just saw because that's Hardline. You share, we're all racing the same course and we're looking out for each other.
But it was too late to do anything about it.
That was a different line. So that's the one before Supercross. They thought I knew about their secret line before the road gap.
The one that made the difference in the race.
That they asked, kick me. Without that, I would have been on the podium. So I've helped these riders all week, as we always do at Hardline, whether it was girls, boys, anyone I will give any advice to.
People actually big you up and say that you're incredible.
But the race is a race against each other. We're all on the same course. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. So I felt like I go out of my way to help the other racers, and I thought everyone did with each other. Apparently not. They completely kept a secret from me, and they checked with Simon French before the race that they're allowed to do it. He didn't ask anyone from Red Bull. And I'm going to quit. I was so upset, bar the quite a lot of money I lost on the prize money and the bonuses.
So
I was really upset about it.
Yeah.
Like genuinely upset.
I mean, I guess a lot of people would say that
it's a race.
It's a race.
But then why am I telling Troy the speed to go into a jump if he's going to keep that
Isn't that a little bit different? Like,
nah, work out yourself then. Do you know what? Hey, same shit. Like, if I'm going to help you all week, like a load of people, and then you're going to keep something from me, I'll keep the speed to this or the line into one back gap.
So that's you signing off?
I think that one thing they did might have changed Hardline forever going forward, unfortunately. Because we've had such a good vibe and atmosphere at these races all week, and I could see at Wales this year, no one hanging out, no one sharing lines, no one talk. I really hope we have a really big meeting with everyone at Red Bull, because the Red Bull crew shout to put an amazing event on.
Like, I remember hearing the argument to me that I thought was the best argument was that the reason you don't do that is because you would have to put tape up everywhere, right?
That's right, and exactly.
That is...
Yeah, I mean, so at Wales last year, where the old start was, there's a compression and there's a grass line to the right that you could hit that was way easier. And a few of us saw it, and then we all discussed it. Hey, everyone, there's a really easy grass line on the right, and we missed a compression where you joined the old track. And we all decided it looked stupid, it was too easy. We're off the built track, like those 2 berms were the built berms. They're a feature in my mind. And at Wales, we had the built track, and you could miss it just on the right, and you could go into that section and not brake where you join the old track. But if you hit the compression, you had to brake. And we all discussed it, and we all stayed on. And Red Bull didn't have to tape it.
No.
Whereas like that, it's going to be a really hard, because the tape looks awful, I think.
Agreed.
Even the World Cup's done a great thing taking the tape out.
Wasn't there a similar thing on the old Hardline Wales?
Into the woods,
Red Bull Hardline Wales. Of course,
and we all
they
agreed
were going
then.
above that rock slab on the grass.
And we all agreed then.
I remember commentating on it and thinking...
But we all agreed to go on it, and we all talked about it, and I guess none of us saw it and didn't discuss that one. But I really hope it doesn't change it going forward, or Red Bull have to tape it. I think it's going to mean way more of the stake markers. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a lot more of those come in.
Yeah.
But then I think we're going to see a little bit of the brotherly love and the camaraderie lost, because after that one move, I'm going to be looking for every line I can find, dude.
Maybe it's natural, though.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it
what
is.
I was
But it could have been done in a better way, in my opinion.
But Hardline's gone from people getting top to bottom, like literally doing a top to bottom.
The progression's been amazing.
And now at Red Bull Hardline, we got the very best races in the world. And of course, they're going to look for every... They are. How can they not be? And I agree.
I'm being a sore loser in one thing, and the other thing, I'm like, why did I help them all?
Well, I watched. Yeah, I can see your point, but from my point of view, watching Tasmania, I was like, well, yeah, okay, this needs addressing now. The series is evolving.
It is evolving, which I think is awesome, and the racing's getting better.
It's more of a race. It's becoming more of a race. So, do we need to tape it? Yeah,
And your answer to the question, I think Hardline has some insane legs. Like going forward, like it has come from this event where you've got people trying to make it down and carnage to it's getting bigger, better, quicker, faster, more professional.
It's a race.
It's exciting, dude.
It's a race.
at Tassie, I was so happy with how I rode because it was a serious race. If they'd all done the same line, I'd come 5th. I'd have been so happy with myself. I was only so upset and gutted because
I
they're on
can
a slightly
see that
different
as
course.
well. Yeah,
And
it's
because I'd
changed.
helped. But I think that's changed Hardline permanently going forward. Maybe for the better
Remember
overall.
as well,
I just
remember
wish
as
it happened
well,
a different way.
Bernard, we were in there, different neck of the woods. We were in the Australians' neck of the woods. Like it's a different.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, that's right. And it's only the second year it's been there.
So,
Yeah.
I guess
it's different.
along those lines too, do you feel like there has been more riders going to different races because of kind of the shakeup and the kind of the barriers to the World Cups now?
Yeah, I think
going
you
to Red Bull Sarabajo and
The
Red Bull
Sarabajo,
Hardline.
everything, and just the exposure we can get at those races. I think we're taking those races to the fans, which is great, and I love going to them. Okay, I did really bad in Chile, but I think people are seeing a lot of their value, and sponsors might see good value, and the amount of exposure we can get from them, and just the fun, dude. We all started this for fun at the end of the day, and I really enjoy those races and the kind of vibe we have, even though, like I say, I got killed a bit in Australia at the end, but the normal vibe we have at them,
It's different.
it's completely different,
Yeah.
dude. There's no turbo trains at the top, which I hope we don't see anytime soon, even though it's the hardest thing we're doing all year and the prize money is
There's a lot of
huge. But,
sprinting on some of them.
dude, there
it's
really,
right.
really is.
Physical, yeah.
But I think it's cool seeing more riders than them. You see Roger Vieira's going to Sarabajo, and he's kind of giving his career a new lease of life, is that the saying?
Yeah, lease on life, yeah.
Because he's doing really well at those, and he's kind of found a good little niche he's in at the minute. And I think
Do you know why I love Red Bull Sarabajo? Because I think it's highlighted some riders we may have never seen,
Dude,
like
Sebastian
the
and
Wanfa,
Wanfa, and I'm
like
such
these
a fan of those guys.
Yeah.
I get like
It's
obviously
amazing. That's what Red Bull Sarabajo does for me.
I don't want to get beaten by them, but they are exciting to
You're
watch.
going to get beat by them. They are unbelievable.
That's what I mean, you are.
Yeah.
But you don't kind of care at the end. They're cool dudes, and their riding is so impressive at what they're doing.
Yeah.
How can you not love them and like what they're like? I think it's awesome, these other events, and seeing the riders pop up. And then he had that breakout at Hardline last year with the Sui. I was kind of gutted it wasn't me, but
And the
how
third,
sick is
and
that?
the third place finish.
Exactly. How sick is it? But he's going to push me to want to do a better whip off the road gap because he suied it.
Yeah.
So you're going to like progress all the riders by having these new names come through.
Yeah.
What is what makes them so good? Like, can you compare the skill set between like a traditional World Cup downhill to Red Bull Sarabajo?
I think they're risking their lives more than us. I think honestly they're less scared.
But why?
Honestly, I agree.
Why does that not translate to? I mean, I know Wanfer had an amazing result in Hardline Wales, but like, why does that not translate to a World Cup then?
I think there's a lot more skill involved at a World Cup. Not to discredit their skill. I think they're
think
skillful
so?
riders. I think they are. A lot of the times downstairs, I know I'm going at 80% of the speed, and I could just let off the brakes.
But
and
couldn't
risk
you
it.
make that same argument at a World Cup? Like, they're
You've got to be
just
so dialed on braking, get exit speeds and running. And yeah, stairs, but I think a lot of it is just pure gnarly straight line. I
Well,
genuinely
they
think
definitely
it's
do
pure
make,
gnarly.
yeah.
Dude, MotoGP
They do
section.
make time by just one for
MotoGP section, he was pinned before he crashed.
yeah.
And yeah, there's skill involved, but you can just not brake down the blind turn and hope for the best.
And on the straight line stairs in Valparaiso, after the gap, the second set of stairs, the key section, in 12 seconds, he was over 1 second faster than anyone else. Now that is, I agree with you. I mean, all credit where credit's
He's
due.
talented.
But he's talented and he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind
care.
taking risks.
No.
He doesn't.
Wait, respect,
No,
brother. He
I-
doesn't mind taking risks, though. He
No,
doesn't.
that's right. And a World Cup core
You can only
track,
take so many risks.
It's a lot. It's
There might
long,
be pumping, or it might be a slow right-hander where you get high over the next route into the left. You're only going 10 miles an hour. There's not a lot of risks you can take. You just need to hit that as good as possible, get the exit down over the next tight route, and get your exit speed back up as quick. Whereas it's not like a gnarly risk. You just got to be so precise and good.
I mean, I feel like this year has been turbulent, I guess, to say the least, around kind of teams, the bike industry. What has it been like owning a team in moments like these?
Yeah, pretty crazy, yeah. I think Pivot have been amazing. All our sponsors have pretty much stuck by us. I'm personally taking quite a pay cut. I think I can say that because we have 3 more races this year and a bigger sign-up fee, and that just comes off the budget. My budget got a tiny bit smaller from 24 to 25, and we have at least an extra 100,000 in expenses. So that 100,000 comes off Bernard Kerr's baseline of what I would earn, So Yeah, we have ups and downs in life and anything in a bike industry.
He's almost a charity.
And yeah, dude, I've taken quite a pay cut, but I think
Do you think
we
that
had good years and bad years.
Yeah. Do you think that it will come back?
I think so, dude. I'm optimistic. I think, life, it ebbs and flows, goes up and down, and I think we're in a good spot. Pivot have got the new downhill bike, which is amazing. The new Phoenix, got a new Firebird that's just launched. So hopefully we're doing good, and hopefully the rest of the industry. I want to see everyone do well, dude. I think we have a great sport. Like, we have Hardlines coming, the Sarah Bajos, so much good stuff.
It's fairly worrying for me, and you can tell me on this, Eliot, a bit better though, but like most of mountain biking industry is in America. Most of the bike manufacturers have factories in China.
Tariffs, yeah.
The tariffs.
Sea Otter
This
knows
is
what
like
tariffs
another.
are.
It's gonna. I don't know
There's
how long it's
definitely
gonna
the
last,
tariff.
but it's another kind of massive hurdle that no one needed right now.
Dude,
isn't
do you know, I feel like we're just getting back to the...
a little bit.
Like everyone's
and then
kind
it's
of
like,
starting to breathe, and then there's this boom, tariff.
A little
which
bit. It's going to really affect things. Isn't
I
it?
think so, but I'm trying to stay positive.
Let's hope we're
that-
through it quick, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's going to be a problem.
I want to move into the Q&A. All these came from listeners, so thank you, listeners.
Thank you, listeners.
Yeah, thank you.
The first question kind of lines up with something we were just talking about, which is how the new rules affect World Cup racing. So like and maybe you
Q1 and Q2, you mean?
Yeah, so can you just give a little overview of, because I mean...
To explain to someone that hasn't
Yeah.
seen it.
Me, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know the new rule format.
So 30 people make it into the final, but you go up first. You have obviously practice day one and time practice, I'm pretty sure.
And it's more limited now, right? How many riders are able to turn up at a
You
World
have
Cup?
to be top 50 ranked in elite or on a World Series team, and there's 20 of those. You have Q1 and 20 people, quickest 20 from Q1. This is in men's, by the way, if we're just going to do that because I'm racing in men's. 20 people will go straight through from Q1 to the final. So they've done a qualifying round. If you get top 20 in that, you're in the final for the next race day. But everyone...
And that's the day before?
That's the day before, yes, the second day of the race. Effectively. So then everyone that didn't make it through there can go back up to the start and have another go.
On the day before the race?
Yeah, so yeah, let's call it the Saturday. So everyone that didn't make it into that top 20 can go back to the top of the hill. I think it's like an hour and a half or so later, and try for 10 spots. So that top 20 is going to be savage. You know, you got everyone in there. But I think that second one, like the 20 to 30 spot, 20 to 40, the guys in there, they could be podium contenders. You know, I've been in that spot.
Yeah.
And just so many amazing riders. I think that next 10 will be a second. I think first to 10th in Q2 on average will be 1 to 1.5 seconds. In my opinion, I could be so wrong here.
Well, it depends on the track, but yeah.
don't
The
know if
tracks
it-
are getting faster.
I
the
think
times are getting
most tracks
tighter.
will be the same.
Yeah.
I don't think any track will matter much different. I qualified 3rd or 4th at St. Anne last year. 4th, maybe 0.8 of a second back at the last World Cup.
There's not a lot of corners left.
Exactly, and it's just so quick, and our bikes are so good. So it's going to be crazy, and we have no protection. So if you're Loic Bruni and you go up and
So
flat,
protection is now gone.
completely gone.
No one's got protection.
Protection basically used to be the top 10 in the current series or year before.
That's right.
Straight through to the final if they got flat or crashed. But let's say Loic Bruni gets a front flat tyre in Q1. He's got to go back up for Q2 and put down a heater, dude. He can't chill. Like, the guys in there are going to be good, and they're going to be so hungry. I think...
How many are going for those last 10 spots, did you say?
Well, it depends how many sign up. It could be 100 people.
Oh, it's open to everybody again.
Everyone that didn't qualify.
Oh,
in the
excuse
first
me.
qualifying.
It
It's
opens
not like
back
40
up to
back, no.
Okay, and then
So
if
you
you
might
don't
have
make
80 guys going back up for 10 spots or 60 guys.
Yeah.
And they're good riders, dude. That's everyone from
That
20
is
back.
that's like an event in itself.
Okay. Going back to your question, Rob, we got this from a listener. You have a dream garage. What 3 cars do you have in it?
Dream garage. I'm going to get a Ferrari F40. They are like just unreal. I love those things. I'm going to get a Porsche Singer. Really want one of those.
What's that?
It's like so I have a 964 Porsche, but they're like a resto mod, so it's a company out of California. If you give them $800,000 and your car, they'll rip it apart and then make it really good. I mean, you would hope so. It's only 800 grand.
Why?
Singer, if you're
Tell you what,
listening,
a house, forget it. I'm going to get me Porsche uprated.
get a Singer.
Oh my
They'll make it 400cc bigger as well.
I've never even
Really?
seen
Yeah, from a
Okay,
3.6
so you've
to
got
4.
a Ferrari, a Porsche.
Singer. I'm gonna go for the GT3 RS because that's the most modern car I want at the minute. Is a
Okay.
Porsche GT3 RS.
Spent a lot of time on one of those last night.
What would-
GT3 RS. Did you actually?
Yeah, in Gran Turismo.
You got me there.
I know, I'm pretty good.
Dude, you
I'm
suck
pretty
at
good.
me.
I'm
Why?
pretty good around
Yeah.
Goodwood
What
in
would
it.
you-
I
what
spend
would-
hours in it every night.
No way.
What would be your garage? I feel like
One
you,
of them GT3s.
Yeah.
Dude, they are.
I don't know what it's
So
like to drive
cool.
for real, but in the sim, it's it is actually
How did Porsche
unbelievable.
make that engine sound that insane
I need
for what it
I need to
is?
listen to one.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So
god.
you would have what? Same car as a Porsche GT3.
I'd have a GTS. I don't know much
GT3
about it,
RS.
but yeah, I'd have
Dude,
just got to drive it in
4
Gran
litre,
Turismo.
that's
I'd
it.
definitely have some
You
sort
have
of
two others?
Ferrari.
You have two others?
I'd have a Ferrari.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I would have, and this is the car that ends all other cars, a top of the range, Rolls-Royce Phantom.
I could see you in one
That's
of
all
those
I
as
want.
well.
And in
What about
fact,
Cullinan?
I want one.
What would I
I just want one.
Dude,
At some
they
point
are
in my
ch-
life, I'm going to own a Rolls
I
Royce.
would-
I said it, but it'll be a $5,000 off eBay, a silver 1972 Silver Shadow.
I think I would have.
Yeah, what are you having? Yeah, what are you
mine
getting?
So different.
Come on.
So
A slate, the new slate?
Not Shelby.
Not actually though.
What's that
so,
we got?
so the the little Japanese, the little trucks. I would have one of
I know
those.
the exact ones you mean.
Yeah,
the
I know
little
what you
shit,
mean.
the
The size
Honda
of this-
Actis, like
What, the
walkouts.
square things?
Yeah, they're like the
Honda
size of this
Actis,
table.
Suzuki Carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you have one of
Oh
them?
my goodness. And then
Why?
oh, they're like, what do you?
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
They're so
I could,
cool.
I
I
could
hear 'em.
drive into this room, and then
I need to see one.
and then I would
really
have a which I'm hoping to get soon, a Honda Elite like moped.
Elite. Oh, like the old school one. Like the one we had in New York. Kind of
yeah,
that
they
come-
look
the big
like
swooper.
they look kind of like the
Sky Couch on the road.
yes
I don't even, a Leaf.
Elite. Yeah.
No, I don't even know what that
Dude.
is.
These are a little bit above your pay grade, I think.
I'm a Honda man. What are you on about?
And then I don't know what my third one would be. I need like I don't know, something. I don't know, good gas mileage maybe. I don't know.
Nice diesel.
A Honda Accord or something.
yeah, Civic.
Like, dude, it's so
Civic,
dumb.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got another question for you, Bernard. This is a good one. Why are you always so keen to test all the features at Red Bull Hardline?
That is a good. Yeah, I know why. Go on, you answer it first.
You're going to say because I get paid money.
No, because it gives you an advantage to get over them earlier in the week, and then you're the boy.
I reckon mentally in your head, you
Yeah,
do
it's
those
a massive
first,
advantage.
I'm the man.
That's
Like,
why I
when
assumed you did it. Is that
when
why or not?
I think part of it, you're probably right. Like when I did those big two at Hardline that year when you were up there, my front wheel broke. We were testing a prototype
That was
wheel.
savage.
I went up on my little Honda pit bike and I was just, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling, like, no, I've been shot. I was feeling myself, dude. Like, and you have to. If you think you're going to win one of these races and be confident, Jackson's there first. I was like, I'm going to hit these, dude.
Yeah, you ain't
Everyone's
mess-
going out paintballing in the field. I don't like paintballing. I hate it. It's boring and you get hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, everyone's going paintballing, and I'm going to go hit these jumps. And I went up, did the first one perfect, went a little deep on the second one, front wheel blew up. But I should have been fine. Unfortunately, I broke my wrist and finger, missed the next day of practice, but still qualified first because in my head, I was like, I'm the man, I've done this.
You broke your wrist. I didn't know
Yeah, I had
that.
a cracked wrist and finger. Yeah, I had it in like a cast after.
Oh.
And I qualified first and crashed 15 seconds into my run. And everyone's like, Jackson
Oh, yeah,
won.
you
He only went a
did.
second quicker in the dry than my run the day before.
Whoa, this is tasty.
Do you know what?
This is tasty. So Jackson's in for it this year by the sounds of it.
Do you know what, Jackson?
Oh,
Normally, these days, I would say would smoke me because he's incredible, but that time he did wasn't great. Even by his standards, he
love
could
it.
have
I
gone
love it.
quicker
Let's
than
get
that.
Let's get Jackson Goldstone on the phone. That wasn't that good,
He's so good.
Jackson.
He could have
That
gone
wasn't
quick.
that good.
He beat me by a second a day later in the
this
dry.
podcast, I feel like you're going to have to win some hardlines pretty soon.
I need to.
Do you feel like it's become like more of a content creation event than a race?
I'd say it was more content before, but a race now. If we're being honest, we all get paid for YouTube views. And
Because everyone has a YouTube. Like Rob's got a vlog out. You got a
But
vlog
dude,
out.
like, if-
Adam Brayton's got
If
it.
you compare it to a World Cup,
everyone.
I'll get 20, 30,000 views. At Hardline, I'm normally 100 to 200,000 views. Like, the fans absolutely love it. I love Hardline.
Everyone
Maybe it comes
froths.
across like
Yeah.
I have a genuine passion for that event. I love it. I think it's the best event.
I think it does come across. I think it's so real, there's no hiding from
no,
it.
and I think people
So-
feel that. And I think people love it. It's like a World Cup on steroids.
Yeah.
So it has become that because obviously you make money off the ads on YouTube. No one's going to highlight about that.
But that's a part of everything you do, not just Red Bull Hardline. Everything.
You mean me or anyone?
Well, most professional riders, the social media is alongside it. It's part of the modern game.
And
it's
I
like
love
how
it,
it
dude.
is.
And you do feel
But there
good.
is more opportunity at
You
Red
do
Bull
a sick
Hardline.
clip at Hardline, and they have filmers for us. You scrub off that road gap and put a clip. You're feeling yourself. You're going to go in the next day confident. 50,000 people like it. Like, it all builds into this mental confidence. And I like the clips even of other riders. I'm like, oh, that person looks sick on that. Whether it's Matt Jones, the flip Matt did in Tassie, that got me stoked and vibing, dude. I'm like hyped for my friend, hyped for this other guy that's doing this sick flip. Or even Jackson's whip in finals, pretty gangster. Like, you can't hate, like, not like it. You know, like, it is a sick media event, I think.
Would
as
you
well as racing.
only do Red Bull Hardline if you could?
If there was like 6 stops, 100%.
Would you?
I would love to. It's my favourite events we do.
Do you think that the River Gap will be back?
I don't think it will be, unfortunately. I don't know if I can confirm or deny that on here, but pretty gutted if it's not.
I don't think it's coming back.
I know for a fact it's not coming back if we say that. Unfortunately, you know what? I'm glad we hit it, but that was probably the most scared I've ever been for 2 hours, so maybe it is a good thing it's not.
Do you think a Colombian urban racer will win Red Bull Hardline Wales?
Not this year, hopefully. Maybe one day.
Do you think they're capable?
I think they're capable.
Gwyn, are they?
I think that track,
I
when
mean,
we were talking
beating
about
you
the
and beating
skills,
Jackson Goldstone and beating
I'm gonna retire
Ace
soon.
of them out.
I'm going to retire soon, dude. I've been doing this long enough. He can win when I'm retired. But I think the skill is more similar, and a lot of it is gnarly skill, like just brake late down a steep chute. Like, there is skill involved, but a lot of it is just balls, I think. Honestly, there's some more balls involved than the precise skill maybe of a World Cup. Yes, there's precise skill, but the cliff drop, just pedal into it quicker than anyone. It's in my race from last year, I don't think I braked off it. But again, you definitely didn't need to. I was just scared.
Where?
The cliff gap where we joined the old track effectively after the old step
You
up
mean the
ramp
new
down.
section off that double
New
sort of
section,
road?
no,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you joined the old track.
Yeah. Oh, and then the drop. Yeah.
Sprint into it and don't brake. You can 100% do it, but do you know how scary it is not doing that? Even though that brake does nothing, it still slows you down 0.2 of a second, and it's just a confidence, and I think they're happy not to brake there.
So true what you say there.
Yeah, it's more like the street racing kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
So I believe they could.
But they've got to have skills to match, in my
And they
opinion.
do have skills. I'm not taking their skills away, but they've got the less fear than everyone else.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's right.
If I'm at 7 fear, they're at a 1, and maybe Jackson's at a 2.
I am not buying this at all. I'm totally not buying this.
I'm saying they have the skill, but they've got
Yeah,
less
but that's
fear.
like me. Like, I'm like, yeah, I could go out and keep up with you, but like, I'm just a little bit too scared.
Downstairs, you could keep up with me 100% if you want. You have the skill.
No, I know, but I'm
you're too
just saying,
scared.
like on a regular downhill track, it's like
I'm talking about certain features. Into that cliff drop, if you want to keep up with me, 100% you can, because it's just not braking, and it's just a straight drop. It's easy. But you know, you could keep up with me easy on that one section, but I bet you won't, because you'll be too scared to brake. And that's the same on stairs. Skill-wise, you 100% have the skill to keep up with them, but I guarantee you won't.
I am not. I'm
On
not,
straight
I'm
stairs.
not down, and I'm also not buying it. Okay, so
He's out.
He's out.
I'm out for all of it. Let's go to the your current residence here. Couple of questions. There's a rumor amongst Duffy Uplift drivers that you like to sing a bit. Maybe.
Dude, I do like to sing a bit. Yeah.
Little Barbie. What's the?
We had Barbie the other day.
What do you mean, on the way up?
Joe was killing it. Yeah, she had Barbie on, and then she had S Club 7. What is it? But I used it on my latest Instagram as well. She had S Club 7 on.
So what happens?
I was just singing, dude. I loved it. We had a vibe going. There was like some of our crew, maybe 3 or 4, and then like 3 or 4 just like normal public, and everyone just got into it. Everyone was just having a vibe. Like, I think that's why mountain biking is great. You've got people that are there just for a day out. You've got some pros, and we're all just people. We're all the same, dude. And the vibe was just, the sun was out, and everyone was just vibing riding the bike park. It sounds lame or cringe.
No,
it was such
good.
It was
sounds
such
great,
a good
man.
vibe, dude. Sometimes you get like some awkward quiet uplifts if people don't want to say stuff, or like we're concentrating watching go for it. But she just had the music going, dude, and the vibe. We were singing at S Club 7, and it was like a bunch of 40-year-old guys, me, Jenna, some of the team. It was sick. Yeah, we were singing.
I feel like that it's one of those things. We were talking to Ollie Wilkins, and we were talking about you guys growing up in Surrey, and there's like a group, like you have your crew, you go down to the dirt jumps, there's music, you're just hanging out, like it takes you back. I feel like it can get so serious.
It does, it does take you back, and it can get serious, especially the speed we're going these days. But we all just started it for fun at the end of the day, right? That's why you ride mountain bikes and raced and hated pedaling when you were racing.
Yeah.
That's why you started at some point riding dirt jumps with your brother, and you do get even those vibes, dude. Everyone just clicks. It's a community in mountain biking, and I think Dovey's great with that.
Karaoke song? I just, for some reason, like,
I don't mind a bit of karaoke.
do you
Okay.
have one? The thing that came to my mind was the Rob's Dirty Business when you were singing "I Did It My Way." In the race.
Take it my way. I
To
didn't see
the
this.
Italian Red Cross. They're having their annual dinner or something. I, in a bikini, sang, my way to them. I walked
Impressive.
in a bikini and
Oh my
and
god! Did they know
belted-
you were coming in?
and belted it out. Not really, no. It was weird.
Bit of a language barrier
weird.
kind of
I had
thing.
to give some money to the charity to do it, and then off I went.
There you go.
How much did you give?
I think it was €300 or €400.
Wow.
They expected a
No
donation,
way.
and
But you got to have fun. They got some money. Everyone was a winner.
I got a memory that will never leave me.
They probably do too.
There's no getting away from that ever. But it was brilliant.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think the best and worst decisions of your race career have been?
We haven't got all night.
Yeah, exactly. Worst decisions.
Do you have some?
I'll go with best.
Okay.
Switching to Jarrett Coolidge for my trainer.
Yeah.
I think that and the Conti deal at the same year were great decisions. I could say that signing with Pivot all those years ago, but who would have known? But I think recent years was
When did you sign with this trainer?
2022.
When you
I
started
got
doing well.
5th in the overall first year with him, yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Worst one, probably not doing it sooner. Is that the worst decision? I'm trying to think if I've made some other like bad ones at races.
Probably leaving it to be at your best in your race career when you're 35 years
That
old.
was a bit
might not
stupid,
be your
yeah.
best.
Yeah, because honestly,
Oh, it's mad,
Danny,
though.
you talk to Danny or anyone, they say it used to be. He's come down from runs now
Yeah.
and said to me, dude, that run would have won me a World Cup 5 years
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
and he would have got 12th.
Yeah.
He's like, that was an amazing run, and he's an amazing rider still, obviously.
Yeah.
And he will say, yeah, like that in 2016 would have won the World Cup easy.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
that feeling came at the end of the 90s too. Like that's a getting
dude.
older feeling. Like
But
no, it's
I
true.
think
At any
you-
point, if
you see it now,
in the
the
history of the
times
mountain,
are so tight.
Yeah.
they're tighter now because the tracks are faster.
Yeah.
But the feeling of doing a perfect
Everyone's
run
so
and finishing
fit.
30th, that's not new. That's
Yeah.
that's
true.
getting slower.
Yeah.
That's just getting older and slower. That's how
Yeah,
it is.
true.
Okay, go on. What is
Let's hear
your
yours? I'm interested.
Best and
My
worst decision.
best decision of my race career was spending time in Queenstown for the off seasons.
Dude, that is a good call.
That is like, it's so good. Like, it's still like
You were
that.
there in the glory days as
Yeah.
well, and there was so many tracks, kept and
Yeah.
everyone maintaining them.
Yeah, like everyone was there. You had so many people to ride with. I mean, it's still like that now, but worst decision was probably like just not being more patient. Like, I feel like I was very
Rushed.
impatient. Yeah, just like wanted everything to happen like very quickly. And
That's wise words, dude.
That
You
is-
thought about that. See, I was trying to rush mine then. I should
This is what happens when you hang out with an intellect.
God, why is he so much smarter than us, eh? Sorry, I'm hitting the
what
table
are
with your
yours,
mic.
Rob?
What are we doing? Put me on the spot there. What?
What do you mean on the spot? We've been talking
my
about.
worst decision or
Yeah, your best.
Oh, my
and worst.
best.
Best and worst.
Winning a World Cup.
That was a good decision. Making it rain in that day in '96 Capri, that was good.
Lucky
You don't want to bring that up again.
No, let's move on.
People haven't heard the Fabio Widmer episode.
That's true. Oh yeah. I don't know. I made a lot of bad decisions. I made a lot of good ones too, but I did not treat my mountain bike career properly. I treat it better now than I did when I was racing.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And I could sit here and say, yeah, I wish I'd pedalled, I wish I'd done everything. I'm actually completely content with, maybe I shouldn't have got drunk the night before Capri 97 because I was there as the last year's winner. The pressure got to me and I was actually second
the night before
overall
Worlds.
going into the last race of the series. And I went out and got drunk at the boom bar. I turned up at 6:45 in the morning. Johan, the team manager, I remember him clearly. I had a massive crash. A derailleur went in the wheel, locked the wheel up. My front wheel, my foot slipped into the front wheel, like literally off the pedal, into the crown, over the bars. I broke both pieces on this helmet. I had no skin on my back. I was over it. I went out and got drunk. 6:45, second overall in the World Cup, because everyone had said it rained in '96 when I won, which it did. But I was angry as hell about it. I was like, right, I'm going to prove those suckers wrong. 6:45, kicks me on the foot. Big day, come on, Rob, this is it. And I'm like, I've been in bed an hour and a half, I'm stuck to the sheets. So about 11:15 after practice, I wandered down to the truck, got my bike, come about 50th in qualifying. Improved that, I think, to about 45th in the final and went to 6th overall in the World Cup, and they left me there. Didn't get the overall, didn't get one of the top 5 overall trophies. No regrets whatsoever. I couldn't, honestly.
Now you're just content. That's
I just
cool being
don't
content.
care. It's so bad. I did for a bit because I wanted one of them big glass things, but then I thought, it don't matter really.
Don't matter.
So yeah.
I didn't want one.
But that was a
either.
bad decision, maybe.
Dude, I really
Maybe I
wanted a
should have
glass
got
trophy.
over once. Huh? I'd done all that work all year, and I just blew it at the bar.
Do you know, they don't do the glass anymore either.
Yeah, you didn't get one for 5th?
I was so excited for the glass trophy.
Yeah.
And I did get a 5th place trophy, but I
not
remember saying,
glass.
I'm getting the glass,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
And it's a really cool like little totem, but I thought I was getting a glass. And I've seen that my whole life, Steve P and everyone getting those.
Yeah,
Brendan
me
got
too.
one. I was so excited for that, and I'm still happy and appreciative, but I didn't get a glass one. It's like a
Nah, but
piece
a
of
nice
plastic.
thing at home now.
Yeah.
Well, it's really good to have you on again.
Thanks very
It
much.
was.
I've
It was
enjoyed
fun,
it.
BK.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
me.
coming in, man.
Super fun.
Thanks for having
Always
me
an
down.
interesting chat with you, that's for sure.
Oh, I hope so.
Talk to you soon. Good luck.
Thank you.
So that was Bernard Kerr.
Buoyant Bernard Kerr.
I like it.
Yeah, I do. Less buoyant now, perhaps, but I feel like the pressure's off him now. Like, he isn't going to really be looking at the World Cup overall, but there's some big standalone races. We see him at the street races, Red Bull Hardline Wales. He's won that many times. So some big targets for him, enough to be very motivated, I would say, for the last part of this year.
Yeah, I kind of think of him as a single event rider, right? Like even
Well,
though
yeah.
he races the entire World Cup series, like he doesn't talk about the overall. He talks about, winning a World Cup.
Yeah, he does. That's right. So this might play into his hands because the pressure of having to perform all season is well and truly gone now. And he is a rider that can be absolutely spectacular and bring ferocious pace on the right day, on the right track. The right track we know is Red Bull Hardline Wales. So that'll be the first marker, I think, of how good Bernard's recovery's gone,
Yeah, for sure. And I really love that he's kind of diversifying, right? Like as he's getting more fit, probably the fittest he's ever been. He's talking about the Red Bull Sarabajo events and some of the other kind of fun events that you think of when you want to explore, right? After you've had I think it's 15 years, I think he said.
Yeah, he needs a bit of time off the World Cup.
Yeah,
It's time
for
to
sure.
diversify, Bernard.
Yeah.
These
Get
two
out
broken
there.
hands are the best thing that ever happened to you.
Okay.
No, but yeah, we do definitely wish you a speedy recovery and absolutely look forward to seeing one of the most colourful riders back in action.
For sure. Most talented, colorful. Just
Stop that.
Okay.
Not
okay.
too much.
Okay.
It's Bernard.
Well, you guys send in your comments and suggestions to justride@redbull.com. Leave us a review, give us a star, and check us out on YouTube. Leave us some comments there as well.
Please do. Yeah.
We'll see you next time.